with. So I've always dealt with a man that wasn't at a certain place in his life. So every time I turn around, you need me to help, to be there to help you, what am I doing? Like, my standards were off completely. If I at least expect where I'm at least, I'm not saying, oh, you gotta take me this is at least where I'm at, there's nothing wrong with that.
No. And I think with that, the mindset is going back to where it all stems from. If we come into the table correct, then marriage would definitely be a topic of conversation.
Yes. Well,
because we would be on the same page.
Absolutely. So do you think a lot of times when we have, as women, collectively conversations about, where men need to be as far as status, that we're a lot of the times misunderstood and what it is that
yes, absolutely.
And especially maybe married women. I'll married women who may have married earlier, who may have built a life with a man, will automatically see you as gold diggers. You're looking for somebody established. Or what about building? I'm just being devil's advocate, not my personal opinion, but I'm throwing it out there.
Right.
Married women who have built a life with a man, he may not have been the millionaire then, but he is now, and it's because she helped him get there, will automatically see you looking for someone that's established as being a gold digger.
I'm not saying,
as having standards.
Right, but I'm not saying that
it as, oh, who does she think she is?
Yeah, but I'm not saying that I'm that woman that would not help a man build.
Right.
But have something to build.
I understand.
Like, come to the table with the bricks.
With
and
the foundation.
I'll bring the cement. Let's do this together.
Yeah.
And it's not about even being a gold digger. Like, I'm 35 years old. And I'm tired of playing the games. Because that's what it is. It's a game. You're dating all these different type of dudes trying to figure out who's out there. What's out there. Are they really for real? Are they telling me lies? Are they... are they really who they say they are?
Bisexual.
But
trisexual.
More like you too, and put it out there up front. You know what I'm saying?
We had
to be a lot more.
That goes back to your standards. What your standards are, and
how much are you willing to
and how you were raised as well. Because if you were raised in like a southern home with southern values, then that's like an automatic.
Yeah.
You're not going to date a man, unless that's like the end goal. Not that you're not going to date him, but that's the ultimate end goal. Yeah. We're going to be married. That's my end goal as a Southern. Right. And as us women that aren't Southerns, that weren't raised that way, we had to teach ourselves that, this is what we should expect from a man.
Yes.
A lot of times we don't know, we weren't taught what to expect from a man because maybe we came from single household homes. We didn't have our dads in the house with us. So we didn't know that mother, father, was supposed to be that way. That's the way that it should be. Like, that should be the norm.
Yeah.
So now we go out and we date guys, and if that's not the future, then it was okay at a young age.
But
so we learned from the dating of those type of guys that that's not what I want. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm mature now.
But I believe that women have changed from now versus how they were back in the days. Yeah. The economy has changed from now versus what it is back in the days. When a man back in the 70s and 80s, they worked, they brought the check home to the wife who stayed home. The wife took care of the bills and did the shopping, and that they did what the man was supposed to do.
Right.
Nowadays you have an economy where it's not likely that you can have the other party home. And he can be the breadwinner. You have to combine those incomes. And now him being the man of the household is frowned. It's not even so much that it's frowned upon and he's not doing what the man's supposed to do, but the economy and lifestyle the way it is now, it's just not, what's the word? It doesn't allow him
to be the head of the household.
So I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So since you're at this point in your life where you have to contribute because this is the way it is, and I can respect that, to a certain degree if it's the way it is. That means that, is it wrong for you to expect for him to come where you're at?
No, it's not. But I still say, now where we put stipulations on what we expect in a relationship, back then there were no stipulations in a relationship.
Because it was that.
It was a
It
given.
started with
Exactly.
marriage.
Because you
It was
knew
like,
exactly.
over here,
It went
women
without
over there.
it went without saying. Nowadays, you gotta say it.
That's right.
Closed mouth don't get fed. So,
Or you be 35.
or
and
you be
single.
35 and single and looking for love and everywhere and not
All
finding
the
it.
wrong places.
Or worse
places.
than 35 and single, 35 and stuck in a dead end relationship.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Settling.
settling.
Yep.
For a
I don't
whole
think you
lot.
ever stuck.
No, you
You
never
settle.
stuck. You settled for a
Yeah,
whole
you
lot. You
settle.
never stuck. You never stuck.
And I'm personally okay with being by myself
You
Yeah.
have to be
until he comes
the
along.
right person.
Right.
I'm okay with being by myself. There ain't no night that go untaken that I ain't praying to God that I know you have someone for me. However he comes,
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with being by myself right now.
And
Because I'm not settling at this age. I'm tired. Like, point blank, I'm so tired. I'm tired of being single, but at the same time, I'm tired of meeting guys who are just so far gone. And it's not even, and I'm not even going to say it's the type of dudes that I'm attracted to, because I done tried them all. I done went to the corporate America, the bus driver, I done went to the street dude, the corner hustler, the Con Edison worker. Like, I done tried them all. And, you know, at one point I looked at myself in the mirror and was like, am I asking for too much? Because maybe it's me. But then I'm like, shit, I can't be asking for that much if I've been in some sort of committed relationships at one point in my life. But when you start to become your own woman and you realize your self-worth,
Yeah.
you know what you're
Exactly.
worth, then you don't have to settle for that.
Exactly.
You don't have to.
A lot of times women don't put a value on themselves.
And that's where you set your
That's when you-
standards.
Exactly.
You set it.
So you have, and just like everybody has probably said, it's learned behavior.
It is.
It's definitely learned behavior. If you don't teach a young girl to value herself as opposed to upholding how a guy values her, then she'll always settle.
And I think something else that women need to understand is that if your mother did it and you didn't like the way it was done,
Mm-hmm.
it's okay to do it differently. It's okay to change the standards that you live by
Absolutely.
and pass those new standards on to your children. You don't
Yes,
have
I
to do it exactly the way your mother did it if you grew up and realized, something wasn't right with that.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's also very important for us to teach our daughters, not even teach, to talk to our daughters about what their expectations should be in a man. And I think whether you're married or single, it's really important to teach your daughter, you know, that a man should value you. He should respect you. He should open the door for you. He should pull out the chair for you. You know, if you're carrying heavy bags, he should offer to help you with the bags. They're just certain things. I mean, and the same thing goes with our male children. I have boys too, and I'm like, you know, I want to teach my boys to be better than what society is saying that they are going to be. Because right now society is saying that my sons aren't going to mount up to anything, and I want to teach them better. I want them to understand that the same way you love your mother is the same way you love any other woman. You don't disrespect any woman. You do the same thing for any woman. I don't care if she's a stranger, that you would do for me. If you open the door and held the door for me, you hold the door for her. If you see a woman struggling with bags, even if it's to go out of your way, help her carry her bag.
They say if you meet a man and he doesn't have a relationship with his mother, you better run.
Yeah.
And if he has one too close, you better run too.
Forrest, run, Forrest, run.
Yeah. So I mean, in the gist of it, I think in order for us to see change, we have to start to implement the behaviors that we lost, that our parents, for some reason,
Yeah.
That's what
did
you
not
are saying.
teach us. Like and I think we touched on this before. We have to go back to our grandparents' generation and adopt those morals
Those are
and
the
standards, and say, you know what? No, I'm not settling for anything. You know, when for me growing up, my grandfather worked for sanitation. Oh, she went to Red Hook and picked up that check on Thursday. He didn't have to bring it home. She went and got it. And we took turns going with her to get it. And he gave her his check and she divvied out his petty cash. The bills were paid. the food was in the household, everybody was happy, things were taken care
And I
of,
love that
and
20
they
years after,
celebrated.
she still get that check.
Wait,
So with all of that said, then
So
it's feasible that you set your standards, you say what you want, and no pressure. You don't want to be in his ear, yep, but
No,
he
he got it in the back end.
And so
he wants to be with you.
right.
He
So
understands.
I mean, you know that giving it a year's time, or 6 like a certain amount of time, and within yourself, you know when it's time to be like peace or stay.
But what you guys are doing, you won't have to say a word.
Okay.
You've already,
Well, ladies, it's time to wrap up. So I would say that what we need to focus on right now is setting standards from the door. Like we need to open the door and say, this is what I expect if you're going to cross this threshold.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Monique, would you like to take us away?
Absolutely. Thank you once again for tuning in to Bklyns Bridge. Please be so kind and visit us at www.bklynsbridge.com. And also visit us on our Facebook page, Bklyns Bridge Group. See you, peace, and love.